Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 25th of November 2022, which means we are 1 month away from Christmas. This year has absolutely flown. I know I say it a lot, and I know it's that thing about, when you're enjoying what you do, time flies. But honestly, this year has just gone. I don't know where it's gone. It's been one of those ones. Anyway, busy week this week. To be honest, I've been trying to get well ahead because we've got so much going on. Obviously, we've got the turkey shoot currently going on. We'll talk about that in a moment. And to be honest, I'm planning on having a bit of time off next week. So I was trying to get lots of videos done. So obviously you don't miss out on anything at all. Anyway, all started, funny enough, on Tuesday. I wasn't around on Monday, but on Tuesday, where we were having a quite frank conversation about the said kit I'm working on at the moment. So this is a Zucchimori F4. And yeah, I know, I did promise myself after my little health thing at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't do any more rants because I don't think they're good for me or probably you or anybody else. But I couldn't hold it back. Yes, the old Phil is definitely back, if you like it that way. So basically, I ripped apart the Zucchimori F4E kit because it's got some proper little engineering flaws in it. So I go around, basically, you see here, explaining what those flaws are and obviously the need for filler and stuff like that. But a lot of this was born out of my disappointment that you're paying top money for what I would or used to think was a AAA manufacturer, only to be really let down. And I think that's what a lot of this is. It's not so much the thing about the money that you paid for the kit or little things like that. It was just purely that I felt really let down that, Zucchimori, who, let's face it, a champion of, for many, many years and various things, usually produce top-notch kits. They are the top of the tree, along with Tamiya and perhaps Bandai and other manufacturers like that. And to have real flawed kits about it. Now, obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing. And the great thing about that is obviously with the membership. So a lot of you who have built other Zucchimori kits have been in contact with me. And a lot of you who have built both of these, so they've done the long nose Phantoms, if you like to keep it simple, and obviously the shorter nose Phantoms as well. Apparently, this just seems to be on the long nose Phantom, so the E's, the EJs, things like that. And it does seem to be that all of you have had the same faults I've had with this particular kit as well. So if you're wondering, perhaps I'm just on a rant for the sake of it, we've done a little bit of research in this now, and yeah, it's right. So that center plate doesn't fit at all. It's way too short, and it's a little bit too thin for the join, but apparently on the F4J, it's no problem at all. It's a beautiful fit, goes in. Same trouble I had with the intakes. Apparently no problem at all, again, with the J. But obviously when you come in to do the long nose Phantoms like the E, there is that noticeable little step in there, which I have explained how to get rid of it in the actual build. Same thing with the nose. It looks like the locating pins, which I talked about a lot during this build, can be your nemesis because they can work against you. This was a classic example when you're probably better off not having them, because it gives you that sort of false sense of security that they know what they're doing when clearly they don't, because what it actually ended up doing was making the intakes being sort of out, and obviously that nose section, when the nose went on, it was out again. So we're pretty sure that the locating pins are just slightly out of position. But again, doesn't seem to be the problem with the F4J, and obviously a lot of the other kits that you guys have built as well, you've reported various little problems with them. But nothing that I would sort of, definitively say they've got a fault with that particular kit. Because again, at the end of the day, we are only human, and it can be down to user error. Let's face it, we're all guilty of that, is that putting kits together, we might rush it, we might miss a little bit of flash, and obviously, like I've always said, test fitting is an absolute must for this particular kit. But I did have a proper little rant onto it. And as I say, it was one of those ones where when I tend to start, me, I don't know when to stop. So anyway, but here she is down in front. We are in primer now and all the rest of it. And we are past all these little problems. So these intakes now are actually a really nice fit. No problem at all. We don't have a problem again with that center seam. That's absolutely fine and taking care of the nose, things like that. So again, and under here is absolutely flawless now. But again, it was just one of those little areas. And then, as I say, you know what I'm like. When I start, I can't stop. These at the back, which are the strengthening plates, which I've had to thin down, and they are awful. And why is it? This tail doesn't fit. This tail does fit, but this tail doesn't fit. Again, I don't know. But anyway, we've sanded these down, thinned these strengthening plates out, because again, the kit ones, putting them in, it was awful, absolutely awful. So I'm amazed that obviously a top-notch kit manufacturers like this let it slip. So anyway, that's what I was banging on about, lots and lots and lots, as you might imagine, on that particular one. Tuesday, we were talking, obviously, all things PM models. As you can see down there, we were discussing The Mandalorian, which has just been released, which I've got the review up as well. And again, to be honest, really nice. It's straightforward. It's a little bit basic. But again, it's one of those ones you can add as much detail as you like to that particular kit. And then obviously during the show, we're talking about all the other manufacturers and the other bits and pieces that are going on, what's happening obviously on the PM store. And then obviously we're talking about the latest releases, such as obviously we've got down in here the Academy, which we're expecting not too distant future for the A10C, although it's got a paved penny on their picture. Don't know why. But anyway, that one's coming down the line, hopefully very nice. But the thing that surprised me most about it is the price. The price is an absolute gem. I was expecting to pay 50, 60, 70 pounds for this particular kit, being new tooled right the way from the beginning. It's not like an upgraded one like we've seen with Hobby Boss recently. And no, it's not. So it's literally coming in at just around about the 35, 40 pound mark. And I think really for a modern, kit in this day and age, especially with all the price increases and shipping costs and things like that going on at the moment, for that to turn up at that price was absolutely fantastic. So yes, so we were discussing all things like that. And obviously we were talking about the new Qatari Spitfire. And we were talking about, other ones and other people having rants on things, and then I get carried away. And obviously we're answering all your questions as well down in there as well. So if you want to go off and see that show, it is free to watch. It's just over an hour, so you can catch up with that one. Then we had the Mandalorian review, which I did that day, which again, actually, as I say, it's a little bit basic. I was expecting a little bit more detail, if you like, purely because of its new tool and stuff. But it's all here. You can then add your detail to it. It's just that really I was sort of hoping that it would be, I don't know, more Bandai-ish. I think it's probably cruel. But just some of the details. Again, I was just expecting a little bit more crispness. Especially on the armour, on the equipment and various bits and pieces like that. On the gun as well, it's fine this side, but the other side, there's no detail. Little things like that, just, I'm not sure. But again, it's one of those where like the back plate and everything else, and it does make up to be a very large little diorama, as you can see here. But I think you're going to need to come in here with a little bit of scratch building and creative painting as well, to actually weather this in, then it'll be more part of it. But obviously when you look at the stuff on the box art, which is just non-weathered, I don't think it does it any favours. But actually, I think it's quite nice. So if you want a little diorette or a little diorama like this with the Mandalorian on it, then obviously that is the kit for you. As I say, it's quite nice little one. So you can go off and you can see the review just down on there as well. That's obviously in our review section. So if you just pop over to our review section, we've got all the reviews and the various things down in here, categorized as well into the groups, or you can just pop down the latest ones that are all just down in here. All right. So we've got more great reviews coming along very, very soon. Then, excuse me, it all started. It all kicked off. The 2022 Flory Models Turkey Shoot kicked off in earnest yesterday. And again, it was one of those ones, if we play this, we'll just turn the sound off and you can come through. Nathan, obviously being very, very festive. We're about to get buzzed by another Merlin helicopter. Brace yourself, everyone. But we were working right the way through. I'm working on the Metropolis lady. So we're going to be having her. Oh, hold on. Let him go past. Distinctive sound of a Merlin helicopter at 800 feet. So anyway, I was working on, as you can see down in here, putting the Metropolis lady together as well, which I'm going to be doing. I basically got her together yesterday. The guys are all working on various ones. You guys are working on it as well. And don't forget, if you're a non-member with Flory Models, you can join us, obviously, at the weekend, because we've got live shows right the way over the weekend, all day Saturday and all day Sunday as well. So we'll be all over YouTube and the thing, so you can join in with the chat and bits and pieces along like that as well. So if you want to get involved and join in. And obviously for members, we will be back with you literally this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So we're going to be with you at 2 o'clock for members, and that's going to run to around about 4-ish, probably a run over as always. And then obviously we'll be back with you at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning for non-members as well. So if you want to get caught up with all of that, you can do. New things obviously going on the actual Flory Models store. It's 25%. Obviously it's Black Friday. So we've got 25% off all washes and pigments. We've also got discounts as well on the actual polo shirts, the t-shirts, and on the aprons, and on the mouse mat, which also has got a full sticker set in it. So you get the jumbo stickers with it, and you get the cards, the collector cards as well in that little set as well. We've just got it up at £8. So if you want to grab any of those ones, you can do. Sanders aren't on sale apart from the big ones, the big flat ones. They're on sale as well. So if you want to grab those, you can do. All right. So they're a little bit of money off on those. And obviously our bottles are just £3.12 as well. So if you want to grab any one of those, you can do. Remember, Sanders, once these have gone, that is it. There is no more. All right. So we're discontinuing that entire range. So, but yes, so they're all down there. So if you want to grab yourself a bargain, you can do. They are just down in there. Also, PM Store, they've got one this weekend. It's going to be 15% off all kits, plus they've got some other special offers. And obviously, you've got the mega one as well, which is 25% off all kits, which are down in this section as well. So keep coming back. I say I had a good clear out yesterday. I know the guys are actually working on the site at the moment, getting it all ready for tomorrow. So this is all sort of subject slightly to change, so pop in there. But these are all brand new kits, all 25% off. So if you want to grab any one of those, we've got our 25% mega sale that is just on down in there. And we've got some very nice stuff and some cool stuff as well, to say the least. So if you want to grab anything from down in there, just pop yourself along to the actual PM Models UK store. And obviously you can get all of these great bargains, plus the fact all the other tools and sundries and bits and pieces just like that. And that, wrong one, there we go, is about it for this week. As I said, we've got lots going on at the moment because obviously we've got the turkey shoot. Here she is. I'm working on this little lady at the moment. So this afternoon, I'm hoping to get her totally cleaned up, maybe into primer and stuff like that. And then obviously I'll start on the painting stage of that tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we're going to go through the weathering of her and polishing her up and stuff like that. Again, we've got to work out what colours to go with yet. I'm thinking about titanium because, as we know, she wasn't gold. I know everyone says she's gold. She wasn't. She was like a titanium gold. So we're thinking about doing her more in those colours as well. The guys are all working on their own models. If you want to work on anything with us as well, feel free to join in. Don't forget you get us on social media as well. Just tag us to your Instagram photos and obviously they'll find their way over to us and we can showcase your great work at the weekend as well. So don't forget, members, we're live this afternoon from 2 o'clock. For non-members, we're live with you all weekend. Keep an eye on YouTube and on social media and stuff like that and we will catch up with you just down in there. As said before, I am off next week as well. I'm working Monday and I'll be back Thursday afternoon, but that little bit in between. But I've got lots of stuff for the Phantom. We've got the next 2 parts of the Phantom, which will be up with you next week to keep you going. Then obviously I'll be back with you. I think Matt's got some videos for you, hopefully for the B25 as well next week to keep you going. But I'll be back along with you on Friday as normal to make our way through. Anyway, that's it from me. Happy modelling. Take care. Just leaves me to leave you with the great work from the gallery. So hopefully we'll see you over the weekend for the turkey shoot. But if not, happy modelling. Take care.
I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing. And you forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. For the answer.